Hey crafters, welcome back to my channel. I feel like I haven't done a glitter wine glass video in a while. Today I have a new technique and I want to share that with you. Now, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and do so you do not miss any of my videos. Okay, so we're using a typical wine glass and I will be using some acrylic paint. So before you apply your acrylic paint, I'm not going to be doing like the entire design of this glass. So I will use some painter's tape to kind of, section off where I want to work with and walk you through the steps on how I achieve this amazing finish. All right. So I'm just going around the glass. I'm just doing a standard design, nothing extra. You're just taping off the area that you want to leave vacant from glitter. All right, I'm just gonna cut that, and there we have it. All right, so that looks good. What I will do, I'm going to clean the surface a bit with some alcohol and paper towel. That's definitely my go-to for cleaning my glass before working. So I'm just gonna spray some alcohol on the surface and remove any residue that might be sitting there. Could be fingerprints, it could be hair, fuzz, anything. All right. So the next thing you want to do, you want to have a foam brush, or you could also use like a larger paintbrush, just a larger tip, so you're able to apply more to the surface each application. And this is my first coat, so you can tell I use this particular color a lot, and it's really pretty. So I'm gonna try this technique and tell you how that works. So I'm pretty much just applying the paint to the glass, and we're going to do multiple coats of the paint. All right. No need to dilute the paint. I mean, if it's really thick, you can, but based on what we're trying to accomplish here, I don't want it to be too thin. All right, so nice strokes, and let's get some more paint here. And ensure that your paint is going all the way up to the tape, the edge of the tape, so you're creating a nice clean line. All right. So this is application 1, and I will leave this to dry. This should typically take, if you're putting it outside to dry, it should take about 30 minutes for the first coat to dry. It could be less, but you could check on the progress. All right. So I don't want to go all the way down, but we want to have it looking nice and sleek, because this is what's going to show from the inside of your glass. And stay true to the end. I have a nice finish that I will be adding to this wine glass, and you don't want to miss that. All right, so I'm going to leave this to dry and I'll be right back. Okay, we're back, and the first coat has been dried. We're going to apply a second coat to the glass so that it's not too thin. And I did wash my brush, my foam brush, before doing the second coat. And you should always wash your foam brushes after each use, so the product doesn't sit and damage your brush. All right. So this doesn't have to be perfect. I just wanted it to be a little bit thicker. So when I apply the glitter, it has a nice finish on the inside. And I know typically you would just go with, you could just go with a glitter that is this color, but this is just a technique. If you don't have this color glitter and this is a color you want to achieve on your design, you know, you can get creative by first applying acrylic paint to the area, and then you allow that to dry and then you glitter it. So this is just an additional technique. If you are out of a particular color that you want to use, but you have it in your acrylic paint, you know, you can use the paint as your first layer. And we're going to go in with a nice lighter glitter that will give it a lovely finish. All right. So we're going to allow this coat to dry as well, and I'll be right back. Okay, so the next step in this process is to apply some Mod Podge. And then we apply the glitter. So I'll be using a brush for this step to apply the Mod Podge. And we don't want to do the Mod Podge too thick. Just a light coat of the Mod Podge will do. Okay. So I also decided not to remove the painter's tape just yet, because it helps me with the application of this step as well. So for the Mod Podge, it usually takes a bit longer to dry, maybe like a couple hours. And let's see, we could do one coat of the glitter, considering we already have a color that was applied. But you can decide if you want to go heavy on the glitter or you just want to go in with one coat of glitter. All right, I'm just trying to get these little stuff out my Mod Podge. And Mod Podge typically dries quickly, so you should try to work fast. Just want to have a nice clean ring at the bottom. All right. Let me know in the comments if this is a technique you have tried before, and how it turned out for you. All right, so I'll be using extra fine glitter, and this one is crystal diamond. Okay, so let's get this magic going. All right, so I'm using sheet of paper so it's easier for me to clean up. Make sure you're covering all the areas with the glitter. And I went with this white, this clear glitter, or should I say crystal diamond, because I think it would be a nice blend with this color that I selected. And we should definitely have a beautiful finish. Okay, so this technique is pretty easy. It takes just about the same amount of time it would if you were just doing Mod Podge and glitter application, because typically Mod Podge takes a little while to dry, and with the acrylic paint it requires less time to dry, so you're able to quickly get in those 2 layers of acrylic paint and still get some glitter in. Okay, so I think we should be good with the application of the glitter, and we're just going to get that off. All right, so this is usually the step that I remove my tape because I don't want my design to get damaged when I am removing after the Mod Podge has dried. All right, so I think this is a cleaner dry. And as you can see, some of my paint is coming off with it, but if you pull it away from you, it should create less damage. All right, so that worked. So we just have like a small section that some of the design came up, and it's not even obvious, you know, if we're being fair. You can hardly see it right there. Okay, so this is looking really, really nice so far. So I'm going to allow this to dry, and when we come back, we can seal this so we're able to really see the color from the outside as well, and we can also, you know, see the glitter coming through. So we're going to seal this with Mod Podge. Just 1 or 2 coats of Mod Podge is good, and you're able to wash this in your you're able to wash this with soap and water, not in your dishwasher, unless you're using the dishwasher safe Mod Podge. There is a version of Mod Podge that you can use, that you're able to put it in your dishwasher, but not for this one. This one is the glossy finish. Okay, so I'll be back with the next step. So the Mod Podge has dried, and I am quite happy with, you know, the color popping through the 1 coat of glitter. So I'm going to go ahead and seal with what I have so far. I mean, if you want it to be a strong glitter, you can definitely, you know, go ahead and add some more. 1 more layer should be great, but I actually like what I have right now. So I'm going to seal. So I just need some Mod Podge, and it's a little bit more because the glitter is going to take some of, well, a lot more Mod Podge than what we did to apply for the application of the glitter. So you want to go in an upward motion, And then I'm going to come down from the top so that I'm not messing with that line that we created earlier. All right, so that seals the bottom of the glass. And I'm just removing little bits and pieces from my Mod Podge. You might be wondering why I'm brushing to the side. I've had this Mod Podge for a minute now, so I think it's time for me to get a new bottle. All right, so let's take it from the top, and you want to be careful so you don't go over the line that you created. Nice clean edges. And just nice strokes. All right, so we're almost there, and then we're going to just leave this to dry for another hour or two, maybe a little bit longer, but you'll know when it's dry. The cure for the Mod Podge dough takes a little bit longer than 2 hours. It actually takes days for it to cure. So you don't want to wash this glass once you're done for another couple days, just to make sure that it's fully dried. All right, so once this is dried, the final step is to just add my finishing touch, which I will come back and show you in a few. Okay, there we go. And this is what the inside looks like so far. Nice color. And we're going to allow this glitter to dry and cure with the Mod Podge so it's nice to the touch. Okay guys, so I'm back with the sealed version of this glass, and 1 coat of glitter is giving you this. All right, so you could go in with 2 coats if you want it to be thicker, but I love the way the color is coming through. There's just one thing I would do differently, is maybe give it 1 more coat of the acrylic paint, or just allow the applications to be a little bit thicker. But yeah, this is it, and I am loving the finish so far. And this is just 1 coat of glitter, and I did seal it, so the glitter isn't coming off on my hands, as you can see. So what I'm going to do for the finish, I use my Cricut to do a quick vinyl design, which I'll show you step by step how I achieve this little design here. So I'm just gonna cut it out, and I am going to put that on the glass. All right, so we're just weeding to remove the excess vinyl, and I will leave the link for this vinyl in my description below. It's a really pretty color, and I think it will blend nicely with this color that I'm using. So let's just weed away the excess. And I'm also going to be doing a tutorial on how I create my designs in Cricut, so you can look out for that video. And I'll also leave the name of the font that I used to create this lovely design here. Okay, so this is my transfer tape that I'll be using. Just want to get a little piece here, not too much, so we're not wasting. And removing the design to the transfer tape, and then we're going to add this to our wine glass. See, this is so pretty. Love this. And I also measured the area before doing the printing, just to make sure that it's not too big or too small. And this is looking, guys, oh my God. This vinyl is giving me everything. Wow. The color combination, love it. So I'm gonna grab my tape measure and show you, how to get the dimensions right so you don't have any mess up. So I'm using a measuring tape, and what I did was to just see how much space I have available to use in my print area, and you could determine, if it's like a 3 inches long is sufficient, if it's not going to be too small. So this is typically how you determine how much of a size you need to create when you're doing your design in a Cricut. All right, so we're just going to remove the transfer tape. This is giving me bougie. I love it. So yeah, and I wanted to just pop some cute little rhinestones on this as well, just to give it a nice finishing touch. This glass came out way nicer than I thought it was going to be. Really, really, really nice. All right. Okay, so I'm going to be using some gemstones. So the gemstones that I'm using, they do not have any adhesive on the back, right? So you will need to use glue to apply these. And I think these colors are really going to go with the design that I'm doing. I'll use my Liquid Fusion heavy duty glue to apply the gemstones to the glass. And I'll leave these in my description so you can check them out if you're interested in purchasing. All right, so we just need a little glue, not a lot, because this one, this is my trusted craft glue. I use this for most of my projects because I believe the E6000 is pretty strong and maybe a little bit toxic, so I try not to work with those. All right. Oh wow. Let me grab my, I'm going to grab my wax pencil. It's easier for me to put the designs on. Okay. So you're just grabbing a little glue, just a little, and I'll be adding that to the glass. And that seems like a little bit much on the glue. So this is what I will do. I will just have to use one of my craft pencils to apply the glue first, so it's not too heavy, and then we will add the gemstone, right? Because you really don't want the glue coming through behind your design. So my first application, which I'll probably remove so it doesn't appear too messy, and I don't want it to be messy. So I'm going to remove this one, and I will use some alcohol and paper towel just to remove the glue from the area. So carefully remove the glue from the area. I don't want to mess with the one that's already there. Okay, I think that worked. And we could just try to reposition. All right, awesome. And the awesome thing about liquid fusion, it dries clear, so it's not gonna be a big deal. Once it's dried, you're not gonna see, you know, any of the glue showing. All right, so we're applying a little glue. And then we're going to apply the gemstones. And liquid fusion is pretty strong, so you don't have to worry about, you know, will my stones fall off or anything. It's pretty strong glue. So this is pretty. This is pretty. Maybe we could add one more here. We don't want to overpower it. We don't want to do that, but I feel like we need one more. So these are useful tools to have when you're crafting. So I'll also leave these in my description so you can check these out. It was a set, so they have smaller points. Make your craft life so much easier. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna leave it, you know, not to have it be too busy, and this is going to be the finished look. All right, so let me know what you think about this new technique that I'm trying. And I definitely am going to do another version of this. Try to get it a little bit thicker with the acrylic paint and also with the glitter, but I am loving the finished product. I really love this. You know, it was just a thought that came to me, and I was like, you know, let me try it because it sounds like something that could work, and it did work. So let me know what you think about this one. Thanks so much for sticking with me, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye.